Okay, here we have three parallel lines cut by transversals. The transversal we're going to call line T, and these parallel lines we'll call lines A, B, and C. If you can recall from 7th grade, if the measure of this angle is 110 degrees, then the vertical angle, which is across from it, is also 110 degrees. If these lines A and B were to overlap, then the corresponding angles would also be congruent, which means this angle would be 110. Across from it, the vertical angle would also be 110 degrees. And we repeat the same process for line C, where this angle will be 110 and the vertical angle across from it will be 110 degrees. A straight line is 180 degrees. So these two angles are supplementary, which means they form 180 degrees. Since we already have 110 of the degrees, what we need for the remainder of the angle will be 70 degrees here. The vertical angle across from it will also be 70 degrees. If we overlap lines A and B, the corresponding angles will also be congruent, which means this will be 70 degrees. The angle across from it will be 70 degrees. And the same will go for line C, where this one will be 70 degrees, and this angle will also be 70 degrees. Now, we're going to take that relationship and we're going to expand it just a little bit and make it just a little bit more complex. This time we're going to have two parallel lines, and they are going to be cut by two different transversals, one here and one here. Now I want you to imagine that there is actually a third line that goes from here to here, but it is not really there. So I'm going to move this one up just a little bit and it's going to be cut there, but it is an imaginary line, so the line is not really there, okay? Keep that in mind, that this line is not here. So for right now, I am going to move this line out to the side. I'm going to tell you that the measure of angle TRX is 38 degrees. And the measure of angle XNP is 49 degrees. What is the measure of angle RXN? So we need to find the measure of this angle right here, RXN. Now, if we insert this line, you will see that we have two parallel lines being cut by a transversal. And the measure of these alternate interior angles, as in angle A here and angle 49, they are congruent, because if you look at the relationship over here, angle 70 and angle 70 degrees are alternate interior and they are congruent. So angle A and angle 49 degrees, angle X, E, and P, are congruent. So angle A is 49 degrees. And we're also going to look at the top of this line, where we have two parallel lines here and here being cut by this transversal. The top part of this angle, which is we'll call angle B, is going to be congruent to angle TRX, which is 38 degrees. So angle B here is congruent to 38 degrees. So we're going to say that angle B is also 38 degrees. So to find the measure of angle RXN, we add both of those together. And so the measure of angle RXN is going to be 38 plus 49, which is 87 degrees. Done. I bet it won't even know. Don't sound like it. Let's see if it recorded.